recently a former North Korean detainee and U.S. college student, Otto Warmbier. Tragic story. He's finally out of North Korea, but he appears to have serious neurological problems. He spoke today, his father, Otto's father, very critical of the Obama administration's handling of his son's detention, and he praised President Trump. Do we have that sound?
When Otto was first taken, we were advised by the past administration to take a low profile while they worked to obtain his release. We did so without result. Earlier this year, Cindy and I decided the time for strategic patience was over, and we made a few media appearances and traveled to Washington to meet with Ambassador Joe Yoon at the State Department. It is my understanding that Ambassador Yoon and his team, at the direction of the President, aggressively pursued resolution of the situation. The question is, do I think the past administration could have done more? I think the results speak for themselves.
And I have to say, this is not the first time we have heard that from the family of a hostage when it comes to criticism of how the Obama administration handled these issues, Susan.
Yes, I think that's right. First of all, every parent heart breaks when you see the father of Otto talking there and wearing the jacket that his son wore during his show trial in North Korea. So first of all, our thoughts with the family. But absolutely, you know, the interest, first of all, there were a lot of complaints about the Obama administration not seeing their interests, the United States interests, as being totally aligned with the interest of families who have had family members being held hostage in places like North Korea. That's happened with other administrations as well, but I think it was pretty pronounced in the Obama administration, and you certainly see the anguish. And he not only criticized President Obama, he praised President Trump.
Yeah, I think this is something that the Trump administration has actually done fairly well and sort of quietly and competently. There was an Egyptian-American aid worker that was in prison for 3 years in Egypt who was able to come home in April. He's done a public event, I remember, with Leopoldo Lopez's wife, or had pictures taken at the White House.
At Marco Rubio's request.
With Marco Rubio to bring some light to that. And Obama was very quiet on those things, and I think it's not even very controversial to say he put a lower priority on that type of thing than Trump seems to be doing with some pretty good results.
Yeah, I think the president will likely say at some point in the near future that this is an example of how my presidency is about human rights, even though I'm not talking about human rights in the same way as past presidencies. They've made that argument for a while now internally. It's a debatable point because he's removed a lot of the international pressure the U.S. traditionally places on regimes that have terrible human rights records. But at the same time, in Egypt, here in North Korea, there's some private wheeling and dealing he's able to do, and there are some results.
Yeah, maybe not for the people in that country as a whole, but for individual Americans or dual citizens who are trapped in that country, President Trump deserves all the praise he's getting.
Right. And we call it America First.
America First.
It's a very Trumpian thing. Like it's like the carrier plant. You know, he loves the specific example. If he can get one plant saved, that's an example of his entire policy. And if he can get one person released, he's very happy with it.
All right, Mary Catherine, Susan, and Michael, thanks so much. Appreciate it.